what can we say about the game? Let's talk basic gameplay. Level design was fine. There were moments that were pretty simplistic in how it guided you about, which is fine. They did a very good job of reusing environments with changes to them. That's also good. I like when a game can actively use the environment that it creates to change it and make you use it in a different way later on. Sound design was good. Few jump scares. I do think that some of their jump scares didn't pay out, if that makes any sense. So, for example, that jump scare of like the creature when we're trying to get on the elevator, I didn't actually really feel a threat, which is why I was like, yeah, I'll just like look at you until I can back up into the thing. It would be nice if there was some mechanic there where it's like, hey, do this in order to buy yourself some time or something along those lines, right? There's not a threat of that jump scare. So the jump scares, while fine, in some places they did get me. A few more would be fun to build the tension. There wasn't a sense of urgency, yeah. If there is a threat there, it's much more fun. Threat of urgency was like, okay, there's a sandworm. The sandworm is going to try to eat me. That's fine. And I can be accepting of that as a threat. There's a story that didn't pay out that I am a little sad about. This would have been great story for Act 3. The whole like, oh, there's clones of us and everything. It's like, that didn't really pay out very well, did it? So we didn't actually get to have that whole existential crisis of, oh God, I am a clone, or, you know, how many have come before me and all this other stuff. It's like, it would have been such a cool story to all of a sudden have it intermixed in part 3 of this is all stuff that has happened already and you have memories of your clone and all this and whatnot, or something along those lines, right? That could have been really cool. Yeah, that was very glossed over. Yeah. It would have been cool to find out a 7th generation clone who has been working on this station for essentially iterations and iterations over and over and over again, playing out scenarios, and then this time it just happened to, something is finally happening. Oh, turns out we've been here for 80 years trying to figure this out. That would have been more cohesive, more enjoyable, I think, as a story plot than a simple, here's a 27-year-old biologist who just happened to have uncovered this secret and now the whole thing's on fire. That would have been more enjoyable to me. To understand and be like, oh, yeah, that 27-year-old scientist has been here for 7 10-year missions to figure it out. So every single like iteration of the clone comes in and is, yeah, the previous scientist or whatever was figuring this stuff out, and I'm going to be the one that unlocks the next step or the next phase, and I'm going to figure it out, and that would have been cool. Apparently the CEO of the company was here. That never paid out. Now, I thought about this during your playthrough tonight. The nightmares that the character has, could they have also been residual of the implanted memories of previous clones? See, that could have been fun. In part 2, or was it the end of part 1? Back when we were at like the communication station where we saw like visions of other astronauts like walking towards us, like that could have been previous memories of other minor disasters that happened during this research or something. That could have been cool. We could have gotten that callback of this was a thing that happened actually. You're only now remembering it because here's what's actually been going on the whole time. But it just kind of dropped the ball on that part of the story, which makes me a little sad because I would have enjoyed that. And I wonder if that is just a matter of maybe budget or maybe a release schedule. That could be the case. I mean, co-funded by the Creative European Media Program of the European Union. Good for them. So I wonder if there was just a moment where it came down to, hey, we're running out of money. We gotta wrap this up, guys. We gotta finish the game. The game needs to go to release. If it was a programming thing, that sucks. If it was a writer's thing, that sucks. 2019. There wasn't a writer's strike in 2019, was there? It just makes me sad to see that the third act fell through a little bit. But you know what? We still got a fun game out of it. We still got a decent fun game. All right, hold on. What do we give this game? What do I give this game? 6.5? 6.5. 6.5 out of 10. Give it scores per act. Ooh, per act. I really enjoyed Act 1. I'll give Act 1, like, a solid 8. Solid 8 out of 10, Act 1. Act 2, 8.5. We got some cool jump scares. We got some really cool, like, world-building aspects. What with the finding out this is what the company's been up to the whole time. The clone revelation, all of a sudden, the tie-ins to Lovecraft stuff. And then we gotta get to Act 3, and Act 3 is gonna get a solid, like, 2 out of 10. I'm sorry, Act 3, you get a 2. Because you dropped so many balls in that third act. They still even had the build-up there. Like, the cool build-up was finding out that, yeah, our mother was an actual nut job in all of this and was, like, one of the people perpetuating this stuff. The sad reality is that if Act 3 had landed even in the 8 out of 10 region, the first 2 parts would have gotten a better grade. The first 2 maybe even could have gotten a better grade because of the callbacks and the tie-ins to what was happening before, and I would have been like, yeah, this is cool. 6 out of 10 is not bad. It's still respectable.